April 15th, 2019, the day that the beautiful Notre Dame Cathedral caught fire. The whole world was in shock, and this story was the top of every newspaper and every news website. However, on the other side of the world, a couple months later, the Amazon rainforest was on fire. The lungs of the earth, as some call it, is on fire at dangerous levels, and some weren't even aware of it until much later, and some people still aren't. The burning of the Amazon rainforest is a tragic event that is horribly affecting those around it and our future. The first thing I would like to discuss is the history of the fires in the rainforest and how that compares to the fires today. Because it is a rainforest, fires have been happening for the entire history of the earth. So you may be wondering, why is this fire in the Amazon that big a deal if this has been happening forever? Scientists that study paleoecology, or ancient environments, say that, simply put, the fires of the past were usually intentional and controlled for agriculture reasons. And the fires happening today are also for agriculture purposes, but this one is not, and it's not intentional, and it is far bigger than we have seen before. In an article published by the National Geographic at the beginning of September, they said that the last release count of the current fires in the Amazon is up to 93,000, which is 60% more than last year and the highest it's been since 2010. The article goes on to say that there are virtually no natural fires in the Amazon rainforest due to the wetness of the climate, and the animals and plants that live there are not super resilient and cannot handle fires well due to the lack of the natural ones. Although there is no direct evidence that humans have started these fires, many claim that fires only appear when humans do. NASA recently released a couple images that are showed from space with a huge carbon monoxide plume over the Amazon. Carrie Cesario from the World Wildlife Fund says, "We've seen a dramatic increase in deforestation in the Amazon recently, and it is driven by humans. And that is happening in part due to our demand for food and other resources from the forest." The next thing I would like to discuss is the future of the Amazon rainforest if these fires continually and spread drastic. A lot would be affected without the rainforest that will determine the future for the rest of the world. For instance, it's been shown that the Amazon rainforest provides 20% of the world's oxygen, which gives us a pretty clear idea how that would be if the rainforest were to be gone or taken away a lot. Without the Amazon, humans and a variety of plants and animals would face consequences. One of the main jobs that the rainforest have is to absorb about 5% of the world's carbon dioxide. Now, that might not seem like a huge amount, but it's actually vital because it's vital for preventing climate change. Our world has more carbon dioxide in it than it has ever had since Homo sapiens touched down on the planet. They're not aliens. Homo sapiens were on the planet. And so it is crucial for us to maintain the rainforest to keep fighting that carbon dioxide. The Amazon is home to 30,000 types of plants and more than 2,000 types of animals. It'd be catastrophic to the indigenous people and the biodiversity in the forest to maintain the area. If the trees were to be gone, it would be devastating. However, the rainforest itself does tend to be extremely resilient, so it is possible that these damages might be small, but it really depends on human interaction and the involvement that we have to do in order to preserve it. The final point I would like to discuss is the human involvement. Now, as I completed this research about the Amazon rainforest in its current state, I found countless videos, articles, and different links to the rainforest fires, such as why it is burning and what would happen if we lost it. However, I found it really difficult to find any information about if we're trying to stop it or what the Brazilian government is trying to do. From first glance, it appears that no one is doing anything to stop it. This isn't completely unheard of, as some indigenous groups are going around and putting out the fire that they can, but it's not making a huge effort or a huge difference. And farmers are burning crops because it is coming close, or is harvest season down there. And so they are doing some of that. But a lot of the fire is completely not caused. Therefore, we need to find a way to stop it. The Brazilian president has spoke on this recently, but he just kind of shrugs it off and claims that all of it is just the farmers do what they do. And as I mentioned before, that's only a small percentage. Due to this, there's not much the government is currently doing to control the fire. Some, like I mentioned, this indigenous groups are trying to put it out themselves, but it doesn't really seem to be helping. In all reality, the future of the earth belongs to all of us. Regardless if the Notre Dame is burning or if it's the Amazon rainforest, the earth is ours. Despite the fires being devastating, there's still a lot as a society we can do. The majority of the rainforest is not burning right now, but right now is the time that we need to preserve it and stop the current fire. I believe it is every individual's right to know what is happening in the rainforest, and then a lot of the news sites right now aren't doing a wonderful job at showing that. I believe that people need to be informed so they can make an educated opinion of what we should be doing next. Thank you.